What is going on, guys? My name is Wouters. It's beautiful weather outside. It's a perfect day to film the second part of my new series called Learning How to Longboard, teaching you guys with private lessons how to longboard from the very basics in the first video to some more and more advanced things throughout the video. So if you're interested in any of that, as well as my other weekly videos, consider subscribing. So today will be all about the fundamentals of longboard dancing, meaning what it is, what it ain't, how you can use it, what you should do, like the most important things of longboard dancing in my opinion and from my experience. And even though we're not gonna start learning steps yet, this might be the most important and the most valuable video for you, because this would be the most important video for me personally, because the things I'm gonna talk about today will be the things that have impacted the way I use longboard dancing the most. So yeah, let's go, man. Alright, and the first thing I want to talk about is like something everybody has encountered or will encounter when they first start longboard dancing, and it's why longboard dancing feels so weird. Because if you've ever done a cross step or something, or you go out and try it, then you will immediately notice that it just feels weird, right? It's not natural. It feels like you're struggling against your body, and that makes a lot of people give up because they think like, oh, maybe it's just not something for me, because it feels really weird for me. But I'm gonna tell you right now that it is completely normal. Everybody goes through that, and I want to address why it really feels so weird. So the thing is that when you start longboarding, like I said in the last video, there's like the safe position. The safe position is when you're standing with your 2 feet perpendicular to the length of the board. Then you're really stable, you're really safe, and when you start longboarding and you cruise around, then you get used to locking your body in that position, and you're not moving around on your board. Of course not, you're just standing in that stable position. But when you start longboard dancing, and you have to push yourself to get out of that safe zone, get out of that comfort zone and try something new that your body isn't used to. And it's that thing right there is that your body isn't used to standing in the positions or doing the steps that you are doing while you're dancing. So let's take the example for a cross step throughout this video. It's actually not that hard to do a cross step, right? You can do it just on flat ground. When you stand on a longboard and you have to do a cross step, then all of a sudden it feels so freaking weird. So you're shifting your balance and you're putting balance really different from how you normally would put your balance. And it's that fact that your body isn't used to that position, so it will work against you. Like your mind is playing tricks on you. You're thinking, I want to do a cross step, but your body isn't used to it. It will wrestle against you. It will pull you back. You will scream like, no man, what the fuck are you doing? Get back to that normal position, you fool. Because of that fact that your body is working against you, you have to like get used to it. You might be thinking, well, I can never get used to this, like a freaking cross step, it doesn't work for me. Well, it's just because when you're cruising around and shit, then the safety zone is built into your muscle memory. But when you try to do the cross step or any step for that matter, you're building up freaking helicopters again, man. So where was I? So creating new muscle memory, I think. So put yourself in that position so often that your body will get used to being in that position too. And the cool thing is that once you did it so damn often, it won't feel weird at all anymore. It will just feel just like normal riding. It's just a cross step. I mean, I did it so damn often that it's just like I can do it anytime. It's not weird at all. I won't fall or anything. Once you are able to do it, you get it unlocked. Like you won't lose it or anything. You can't outlearn a dance step, and that's something that's really important with longboard dancing. Is just the fact that you do it so often that you are comfortable being in a position that you weren't comfortable in normally. And that's longboard dancing. So it's not like learning other tricks. Like when you learn a normal trick, then you're trying to do something you weren't able to do before. But with longboard dancing, you are already able to do the steps. Like you can do a cross step just on the ground. That's not the point. The point is that you can do it on a longboard, and that takes time and it takes patience, of course, and especially it just takes you not giving up. and keep trying until you can comfortably do it. Alright, and then the next point, I want to talk about the single most important thing there is, in my opinion, in longboard dancing. Because if you think about it, like, what makes longboard dancing, what separates it from normal longboarding? What would you say is the thing that makes it dancing? Now, a lot of people will be saying like, oh, it's the fact that you making steps on the board. That's what makes it longboard dancing. So I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think there's something else that really makes it longboard dancing. So to prove that, I'm gonna show you two clips. One will be very basic steps, maybe cross step and a 180 step or something. And the other clip will be very complicated steps. So you can watch these clips and you can think about what it is that actually makes it longboard dancing. So here they are. Alright, so are you still thinking that it's the steps that make it longboard dancing, or is there something else? Because for me, it sure is the carves that makes it longboard dancing. It's the fact that I'm going left to right and left to right. That rhythmic motion, that's actually what makes longboard dancing for me. So when we take this analogy, then it all becomes very clear. If you think about normal dancing, then what is it that makes that dancing, that separates it from just random movements on the dance floor? Well, it's the fact that you're doing those motions to the music. You're doing them more specifically to the rhythm of the music. If you're not doing it on a rhythm, well, you're just doing random stuff on the dance floor, man. What are you doing? I think that this idea can really translate into longboard dancing too. But with longboarding, there isn't that music, there isn't that rhythm of the music. But you can create that rhythm by doing a rhythmic motion with your board. And I really think that is what separates longboard dancing from normal longboarding. And just for the record, here's a clip of that second step, but now with carving. So, I'm sure you can tell that with carves it looks better, but you might be thinking like, okay, I understand, it looks better, it's better to do it with carves, but for me it's harder because I'm a starter and I can't do it with carves yet. Now the cool news is that it's actually easier to do it with carves, because once you get used to it, then it's not hard at all, man. It's just that getting used to. I talked about in the beginning of the video, you get used to being in a position that you're not comfortable with. Of course it's not easy, but it's definitely way easier than doing it when standing on the middle of the board without carves. Thing is that when you do it on the middle of the board, you have to balance, because if you shift your foot a bit too much to the front, you're making a two-side carve. If you go a bit too much to the back, you're making a carve while not actually wanting to make a carve. So then you have to balance on the middle of the board, and that's not good at all, and it's way more difficult than doing it with a carve. So if you're still not convinced about this fact, then let's take the example of riding a bike. So at first, when you're riding a bike, you can't pedal and you can't hold your balance. So what a lot of people do, what a lot of kids do, is ride a bike with like side wheels on them, right? You know what I'm saying? So riding a bike with side wheels, that gives the child the opportunity to learn how to pedal, like the motion of the pedaling, they learn that. But they still don't know how to ride a bike. After that, they still need to learn how to balance themselves. And if the kid would already be able to pedal, if he could do the motion already, then there would be no point on giving him a bike with side wheels, because then it would just take longer to learn how to ride that bike. And with longboard dancing, that's just the same. Like, if you learn how to do it while not doing any carves, then you're not actually learning something valuable. Because just like that kid who can only ride a bike with side wheels, you're still not able to really do the trick, really do the step, I mean, because you can only do it while riding straight. So it's better to go to that struggle first, just like a kid who learns how to ride a bike without side wheels. Go to that struggle of finding that balance, just like I'm sure you have learned how to ride that bike. I'm sure you can do that step too. Because come on, if you didn't give up on riding a bike because it was weird at first, you just kept going until your body was able to stand in that, or to sit on that uncomfortable position and that you're not used to, but you just kept going and you didn't give up, and now you can ride a bike. So don't give up on longboard dancing, just keep trying to do that step. Your body will get used to it, and then you can do it as second nature. And then something else I want to talk about today in this video is balance. Because I hear a lot of people saying like, my balance isn't good enough to do longboard dancing. I can't even do a manual or something. And I think that this is a really big misconception that I want to address in this video, is that there's a very big difference between being able to balance yourself like a manual or being able to balance yourself while longboard dancing. So if you analyze these two kinds of balance, then what a manual really is being able to keep the center of mass of your body above the point of your two wheels. Now, what is longboard dancing? Longboard dancing, you need another sort of balance. Like, the balance you need is being able to, for example, do a Peter Pan, and then when you're standing too much to the side of the board, then you will fall off the board, you will walk off. If you're not standing like to the side enough, then you won't be able to do that Peter Pan either. So that's really a different kind of balance. And while these two do have similarities, it's important to know that it's not about being able to do manuals in longboard dancing. That's a whole different type of balance. But the similarity that's the most important, I think, is that they both are skills that you won't outlearn. Once you have them unlocked, you won't outlearn them. It's not like a trick or something, it's just things that take time. And that's something I want to stress in this video, is that things like longboard dancing or manuals or whatever, those things are like skills that take time to develop and you really build up. Once you can do them, you have them, you won't lose them. You have this big foundation because you have done them so often. And the big advantage of the balance you need in longboard dancing is the fact that you're already practicing it when you're just cruising around. Because like I said, longboard dancing is about like being comfortable on the boards. And when you're just cruising around, what you're doing is just getting comfortable on the board. And the more comfortable you are, the easier it will be to learn new steps. And the more steps you have learned, the easier it will be to learn new steps because you're more comfortable in different positions. And that's the cool thing about longboard dancing. I think like once you get the basics down, then you can just have fun, create your own dancing steps, just like have fun on the board, be creative with it. And that's something I really enjoy about it, is just the creativity it gives you, because you're never limited to a certain trick or something. You can just invent infinite amounts of dance steps and dance combinations. That's just something wonderful, I think, and that's why I enjoy it so much, because it's like you can just go out, go shred, go dance around. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, it just feels so damn good. And yeah, I really want you guys to experience that too. So that's why I'm making these videos, obviously, teaching you guys how to do this. So on that note, we're gonna end this video right here. I really hope you take these things and consider them while practicing longboard dancing, because realizing this and accepting the fact that like the carving is so important and stuff is something that has really shaped my longboard dancing. So yeah, if you want more tips and tricks about longboarding or about longboard dancing, I have another video giving you 10 tips about longboard dancing. And of course, in the new videos of this series, learning how to longboard, I will be talking about like basic dancing steps, medium dancing steps, advanced dancing steps, learning tricks. So if you want to learn how to longboard, stick around. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support I've been getting in the last videos. It is so freaking amazing to see all the support I get for making these videos. So yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. Big hugs from Belgium, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.
Can't escape this bitch when it's hard. Just know that it passes, but you'll collect scars. They never go away, but they will make you who you are. This is a beautiful struggle. I share it in song, cause I can't control this. Remember the moments beyond us.
Hold your head up, there's a light in the sky. I know you're fed up, but you must try to survive. Each moment's precious, don't let life pass you by. Keep focused, keep your eyes on the prize. Hold your head up, see there's a light in the sky. I know you're fed up, but you must try to survive. Each moment's precious, don't let life pass you by. Keep focused, keep your eyes on the prize. All my people say, whoa, whoa, yeah. All my people say, whoa.